In the other links, join using this. Let me wait for a couple of more minutes for everybody to join in. 5:45 now, 5:44. Yeah, I did think it might be around this time that we get a beautiful view of the sunset here in the beaches of Dwarka. I'll wait for more people to join in, and then let me know, guys, if you guys can uh, hear me in chat. Welcome, welcome. I see people coming in. Namaskaram. Am I audible really this time? Audible and visible? I know my frame is cutting out, but Namo Vaha. Namasarvebhyaha. Namo Namaha. Is my audio clear? Namaskaram. Background is lovely. Yes. That is the sunset in the beach of Dwarka. And on this side is the Bhadkeshwar Mahadev Mandir. Tomorrow is Gita Jayanti. Today is Gita Jayanti evening. Tomorrow or day after, different traditions celebrate it on different days. Let me set the frame a little to my right so that the sunset view is even clearer. Audible and visible. Thank you so much. All right. So today's live stream, we are going to talk about three things. I'll put them in timestamps later on. It's exactly 5:45, so not bad. We are on schedule. And I also have a view of Rajasthan, a little bit of Rajasthan happening in the background. So the three things that we are going to talk about today are the stories of Dwarka. There are so many legends of this place. The second thing we are going to talk about is my plan to learn Gujarati or any language using the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. I've made some worksheets and I'll be learning using these worksheets to learn Gujarati myself, and at the same time hopefully this learning process of mine will be helpful for you to learn any language using Gita shlokas by yourself. The third thing I'm going to talk about is my route map across Gujarat, the tentative places that I'm going to visit, and the current plan that I have. The dates are not exactly set as to which place I'm going to be when, but the places definitely are decided almost. And if I'm traveling across any of those routes, and if you happen to be around any of those places, or if you know if I'm missing any of those places along my route, do let me know on Instagram. All right. Anna, you don't know Gujarati? No, I don't know Gujarati yet. So I'm learning a little bit with the help of Jayanta's translations. So first thing, the legends of I made all of those notes so that I have some talking points before we get started. One thing that after coming here, I mean, I knew this before, but after coming here, I realized that more was that Dwarka is among the Sapta Moksha Puris. So there is this Sanskrit shloka which goes Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri, Dwaravati Chaiva, Saptaita Mokshadayakaha, which lists out, this shloka lists out 7 cities which grant liberation, which starts with Ayodhya, Mathura, and Maya represents Haridwar. And in that list, in the second line of the shloka comes Dwarka. So among the 7 cities of Bharat, which are popularly known in the tradition to confer liberation, Dwarka is among them. So happy to be in this place. Did have the darshan of Dwarkadhish Mandir today. And there are other stories. I mean, of course, this place is also a part of the big Char Dham, not the smaller Himalayan Char Dham, but the 4 places of Badrinath, Rameshwaram, Puri, and Odisha, and Dwarka. So these 4 form the Char Dham, and this is also in falls in the 108 Divya Deshas, on which the 12 saints or alvars of Tamil literature composed 4,000 compositions called Nalayara Divya Prabandhangal. And so all of them, okay, he is blocking our. भाई साहब थोड़ा उधर जाके बात करेंगे या इधर हाँ. So yeah, he was exactly in spot. I don't know if he saw and was like, let's do this. But anyway, so yes, this place has enormous, enormous significance in terms of history and spiritual significance. Its name itself, Dwaraka or Dwaravati. Dwara means a door, and this has been the doorway to other countries as well. And spiritually, they say this Dwaraka is the Dwara refers to Moksha Dwara or Swarga Dwara. Even the temple in Dwarkadhish temple, the northern entrance is called as Moksha Dwara, and the southern one is called Swarga Dwara. This refers to Uttarayanam and Dakshinayanam, the northern and southern runs. So it has a significance there as to when one leaves the body, what happens. I hope my audio is clear to everybody. Just one more time, because I'm talking in a low voice, but I'm hoping I don't have to shout to reach out all the way to the camera there. So if you can confirm if this voice is also clear and audible. Yes, and this is of course Krishna's capital that he shifted. Wonderful, thank you so much. Thank you for the confirmation, guys. So this was Krishna's capital after Mathura. So when Jarasandha was attacking the capital because Kamsa was killed. Kamsa was Jarasandha's son-in-law, and Krishna killed him. So Jarasandha had a revenge to avenge, and Jarasandha became that avenger and wanted and continuously attacked Mathura. And when he was unsuccessful in his attempts, he made a pact with Kaliyavan, who had a humongous army. And when he was coming to Mathura, Krishna was like, okay, now we have to move, and formed this. And they say Krishna reclaimed a piece of land from the ocean and then established the city, which then again went back into the ocean after the Yadavas found their decline after Krishna's death. So they say there are still ruins of the ancient Dwarka inside the ocean floor, on the ocean floor. So yes, this was Krishna's capital, and the temple, the 5-story temple with 72 pillars, the grand architecture temple, is said to have been built by his grandson, great-grandson. Aniruddha was his son, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vrajanandan or something like that was Vrajanabha was his great grandson who built that temple, which again was subject to attacks and demolitions when Mughal invasions came through, Islamic invasions came through, and then it was rebuilt by the local kings. Adi Shankaracharya came here and established one of the 4 main peethas. The western peetha is here, the Dwaraka Peeth, and so many more stories about it, like Bet Dwaraka, where Rukmini ji is and why she is so far away. There is this story about once Durvasa, whose shrine is also inside the temple. Durvasa, the sage who was very popularly known for his very volatile temper, he came to visit the palace of Krishna, and Rukmini and Krishna went to receive him and were bringing him back to the palace. And along the way, Rukmini feels thirsty apparently and asks Krishna for some water, and Krishna with his toe digs into the ground and brings out Ganga, and Rukmini quenches her thirst along the way as they were bringing Durvasa to their palace. Durvasa becomes angry with this, as he is known for his volatile anger, and says, oh, you can't really hold your thirst for so long until we reach your palace. So you need not accompany me all the way to the palace. You remain here forever. And that is why they say Rukmini ji is there all the way in Bet Dwaraka. I haven't been to that place yet. Tomorrow I'll be there. But yes, so many different stories. This place is filled with anecdotes like this. So it's, I think, a very fitting place for us to start our journey. and for me to start making these lessons on Gujarati literature and language, and starting my studies of Gujarati and lessons on Gujarati as well. So I made worksheets like this. I don't know if you guys can see this clearly. So these are the worksheets which I'll be using to learn Gujarati for myself and to make videos so that you can watch them. All these worksheets individually can be printed on A4 sheets of paper, or you can use it on a digital device so that you save paper and practice writing the letters of the Gujarati alphabet. Now, how those letters are, you can hopefully see here clearly. So it is like this. So it has this rule. So I'll make this these downloadable sheets available for free in a Google Drive link in all the videos that I make. And we had actually done a similar exercise for Malayalam script. So I made a similar worksheet for Malayalam. I learned the Malayalam script. I can now read it. But I'm not really very happy with the amount of progress I made with Malayalam language. So this time I'll continue that further on, but this time to learn and become more fluent with Gujarati, I'm taking the help of a Sanskrit teacher called Jayanti Panda, who has been sending me Bhagavad Gita translations in Gujarati. Now, how I'll be using those is, there are of course 700 Bhagavad Gita shlokas, Gita Saptashati it is called. But there are smaller, more concise versions of Bhagavad Gita for those who are, a little lazy, or those who don't have as much time. So there are 108 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, which are the most important. One can read those if they don't have time for all the 700. There is also the 18 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, and we'll be going through those shloka by shloka. And the first one in those 18 shlokas captures the essential dilemma of Arjuna. He is given up with life. He doesn't see any purpose in continuing his life. He's extremely confused, now afraid, all sorts of unpleasantness going on within him. And this shloka captures that. He doesn't want victory. Far from wanting victory in the war, he doesn't want kingdom anymore. He doesn't want any kind of happiness anymore in life. What is the point of this life, he asks Krishna. That is the first shloka among these 18 most important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, and that goes like this: Na kankshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha, kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogair jivitena va. And to practice the letters of the Devanagari script, we'll be using this. Oh, this is very clearly visible. As you see here, we'll be using this, and I will be writing on top of them like dictation, and I'll be practicing the script of Devanagari alphabet, how it is written, what are the letters of it practically. And the idea is, by the time I do 18, I should be fluent in, all the letters of the alphabet might be covered by then. And to know the meaning, to understand the language more clearly, Namaskaram, I made two young friends. Oham, अहम अहम और आप मनन. अच्छा, बाद में आइएगा. हाँ, they are 6th and 7th class students, and they do have Sanskrit in their school apparently. Ahem and Manan. Anyway, to understand the language better, now that the letters of the alphabet, letters of the language, the script of the language, we get to practice with the shlokas and reading them out aloud as we write them using these worksheets. The language itself, Jayanta Panda has provided me with translations. So this translation is also written down below in Gujarati. Most of us by now have made these translations in English, and it has like millions of views, and it's a good, overall translation. Using those English translations, Jayanta Panda has made these Gujarati translations, which go, Hey Krishna, હું વિજય રાજ્ય અથવા સુખની આકાંક્ષા રાખતો નથી. હે ગોવિંદ, આ રાજ્ય ભોગ અથવા જીવનનો જ શો પ્રયોજન છે. So that is the Gujarati version of the same shloka in Sanskrit, which also has an English translation, which also has a Gujarati translation along with its script, all of it. And the overarching idea is, by the time I practice 18 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita like this, along with their meanings, I should get fluent, hopefully, in both reading and writing the language, which I did with Malayalam, and at the same time understanding its vocabulary and getting more fluent with it. So that is the idea right now. Thank you so much, Deepanshuji. And I'll be, as I keep traveling across Gujarat, I'll make videos one by one on each shloka, 18 of them. And if possible, if we have the time and if we have the bandwidth to do it, I'll make similar videos on all the 700 shlokas. That is the final objective. We'll start with 18, a small step. The eventual chant and translation and meanings of all the 700 shlokas will happen in Gujarati as well. But this format of videos where I practice each shloka, write all of them, give worksheets like this, that might not happen for all 700, but that will definitely happen for the first 18. So this is the second part of today's topic, which is how am I going to learn Gujarati next and what my plan is to learn Gujarati. And the next one, the third topic that I wanted to discuss with you guys this evening is my route map to explore the rest of the state. So I did, as you guys know, I did enter it from the southernmost tip, which was Govada, from Jhai, which is in Maharashtra. I came up and we did a small reel there, and you know, the sunset state we are in, so it does have beautiful, extremely beautiful sunsets like these. So, but I mean, I traveled across Govada and then Surat and Bharuch, and from there slowly towards Rajkot and Jamnagar, the places around that, Jodia and Balachadi, just exploring those places, just talking to people there. And then from there, Jamnagar, I'm here in Gujarat. In Dwarka, and this can now officially be the first place where I start making Gujarati lesson videos, and I already have a kind of a head start because I've been reading the name signs of all these stores, the local stores of directions in Gujarati, which is actually very, not completely, but very similar to Devanagari. So I do have a head start, but I have to be making lessons on these, so that's fair. Also visit Junagadh. So if you have, so from Dwarka, the plan now is to go down south. I'll put up a map on Instagram later, and a post, maybe a community post on YouTube. But you can, okay, let me see if I have the map here. I don't have that exact map. No, I don't have that map, guys. Sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. I do have one map of this. All right, let me show you this. So I'm here right now in Dwarka. So the plan is to go down south like this and visit Somnath, which is around here. So this is one, Somnath, and from Somnath, which might be even further down south, I think. This might be Somnath. This might be Somnath. And from Somnath, I want to visit Girnar mountain, and there is a Dattatreya Pitha on top of these Gir mountains. This is 2. Jayanta again said that we can climb that mountain, and it's a beautiful climb, and we can visit the Dattatreya Pitham up there and make some videos there. So we'll be climbing that. I'm sure there are brilliant compositions on Dattatreya as well in Sanskrit. So we'll be doing that. Then come down to Diu. I don't know if there is anything of spiritual and cultural significance in Diu. I just heard the beaches are beautiful. So we'll be going down to Diu from Gir Mountains. And from there, go up to Kutch. So this is 4. Stay there for, see the white sand deserts of Kutch. Maybe some people told me it is overrated and hyped. Some people told me it's worth a visit. Visit the Kutch festival there. That is 4. and from there go to Dholavira, which is 5, which is the earliest remnants of the Sindhu Nagarikata, the Sindhu civilization. So visit Dholavira, and then from there, Dholavira, which is 5, come to Ahmedabad, which is 7. Interesting. Okay. Overall, it did finish in 7 steps. Come to Ahmedabad, and then from there go back home. So this last thing is home. So these 7 steps are the tentative roadmap of how I want to travel Gujarat and explore. So along these places, if you guys suggest anything on where to stop, there is no exact schedule on how long to be where. So I might stay here actually for today and tomorrow as well to make those lesson videos. And from here I'll go down to Somnath. I'll visit Bet Dwarka, and there is Nageshwar. Some people suggested the Nageshwar Jyotirlinga. I don't know if it's a Jyotirlinga. Somnath is a Jyotirlinga. It is the first Jyotirlinga. So I'll visit these places. If you have any suggestions on where to be, what to do. Lothal. Somebody had mentioned that Gir mountains are older than Himalayas. Possible, might be because this landmass as a chunk came and hit the above landmass, which then formed Himalayas. So before that collision happened, maybe these mountains existed. It does make logical sense. Not very sure about it. There is also Matano Madh or Madh. Am I reading it right? So all of these pointers, guys, message them to me on Instagram. Nageshwar is a Jyotirling, is it? Okay. Thank you so much. So what you can look forward to if you're not already Gujarati and know the language very fluently is the Gujarati lessons. Namaste. If you guys don't know Gujarati, then you can follow those lessons along and learn Bhagavad Gita with me. If you guys know Gujarati already, then there are these pieces of Gujarati literature called Shiksha Patri and Hemachandra Suri's grammar work. I'll be taking small shlokas from there and exploring those as well, so that you have that to look forward to. The first video of Shiksha Patri is already out, and the next ones I'll make the next one live this evening. I did make the complete chant and translations of all the 212 shlokas, which are all in Sanskrit language but written in Gujarati script. So that is the plan, and I'm done with the 3 updates that I had to give you guys. Now I can take any questions. We can move along the beach. And do we have any questions? Gujarati is a very sweet language. I did not have a very thorough experience of Gujarati yet. All I've been listening to or hearing is lesson videos. I heard Narsi Mehta ji is one of those very well-known poets and composers of Gujarati language. I'm yet to hear his works, but some of them I have heard. So yes, so that was the live stream, and here we are. You are from Gujarat, Bhavesh ji. Yes, wonderful. Which place will you be on December 6th? As I said, not very sure of the exact schedule of where I'll be when. But I'll keep posting these small updates on Instagram. And the most important thing in the middle of all this, tomorrow is Gita Jayanti. So if I'm again guessing the few people that are here have all heard, and if not read all the 700 shlokas, have an idea of what Bhagavad Gita is, what it has to offer. At least it has 18 chapters, and it answers the questions about various kinds of life situations that one might face. So make sure that you listen to at least one chapter if possible, or all the 700 shlokas if possible. If possible, chant the whole thing, or even play it in the background. Understand its context and its importance in one's life. And just know that this this extremely valuable piece of literature is still accessible despite all the onslaughts, despite the millions of texts and huge libraries being burnt in our history. This one piece of literature, among many, still exists as a guiding light for those who are willing. One thing that I might have mentioned before, I don't know if you guys know, is my introduction into Sanskrit language. The very first step, my gateway into all of this entire outlook of life has been Bhagavad Gita. And I did not even pick it up as some kind of a transformative tool or some kind of a spiritual text. It was just another Sanskrit book for me. And the amount of value it added me, the kind of path it set, it's only in hindsight that I'm able to see all of this, that it was so valuable. But yeah, so now I can see that it is a text which is much more profound than what meets the eye. It is not just 700 shlokas, they are life transforming tools, definitely. I mean, I had the fortune of being introduced to other more potent forms of yoga, of Kriya Yoga and Hatha Yoga in my life, but the gateway to all of that has been Bhagavad Gita. So I'm extremely grateful for that. And yeah, so see if you guys can bring some part of it, some fragrance of Bhagavad Gita into your own lives. Yeah, so that was how I started, Vishalji. I started with Bhagavad Gita. There is this book called Gita Praveshaha by Sanskrit Bharati. We started reading it, 3-4 colleagues in our office. Narasimha Mehta is Adya Kavi of Gujarati language. Yes, I've heard. The land is of such significance, that is why they say the very first Jyotirlinga happened there in Somnath, right? So I need to read up more about it, know more stories about the Somnath Jyotirlinga. I think in this shloka of Jyotirlinga, Saurashtre Somanathan cha Shri Shaile Mallikarjunan. So yes, so the second is Sri Shailam, but the first one is Somnath. So the Lord of the Moon, Soma, very interesting name. Soma has many other interpretations as well. So yeah, looking forward to that journey, but now I'm in a more relaxed pace. I came here very quickly that okay, let's now go towards Dwarka because Gita Jayanti is coming up. So tomorrow I'll go to the temple again, maybe chant a couple of shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. And from then maybe I'll stay in Gujarat, in Dwarka, or start moving down south, because this beach, as you can see, is quite, this is actually not too crowded, but there are people. I know there would be beaches where there's just nobody and they're very peaceful. And I also, I don't know if I should announce this or something, but I'll be starting my practice of Bansuri, which I've been thinking of, which I've been just, picking up and dropping it, and picking up and dropping the practice on again, off again kind of a way. But now that I'm in Dwarka, I'm at his place, it is, there can't be any better motivation for me to get started. And I also found a nice friend who is very skilled. He's been practicing it for 20 years. He was also a teacher. So maybe I'll record my practice sessions. I'm in ground zero. Maybe I can play Sarigama Padanisa Sanidapa Magarisa. So that is not exactly zero, but maybe 0.1. So I'll start. I have pushed him so much to start making videos, to present them in a more systematic step-by-step format, so that people can practice it, and people meaning I can practice it and bug him for more lessons later. And he is starting, so that is a great news for me, and it's going to be a good motivation for me to get started and to stick with the practice. And that is key with anything. So if any of you guys are very keen on learning Sanskrit or any other part of literature or any other skill for that matter, it is very, very, very clear as day that practice is key. So there is this one sutra in Patanjali Yoga Sutras which mentions this importance of तो दीर्घकाल नैरंतर्य सत्कार आसेवितः दृढ़ भूमि. So anything you find strong footing, grounding and skill and strong base in something, when you practice and when you have your abhyasa, your practice, dirghakala, for a long time, nairantarya, not stopping in between, not taking breaks short or long in between, uninterrupted kind of practice, abhyasa, dirghakala, nairantarya, satkara, and with a sense of Satkara is just doing it well. Some people interpret it as devotion, some people interpret it as respect with respect. But Satkara literally is just doing it well, not haphazardly. So do it for a long time, don't take breaks and do it well, not in a messy way. So anything done with these three criteria, you find strong footing in. Patanjali is so keen in his intellect that he just says, okay, 3 points, you follow this, you'll be good in any skill. So he's talking about this context of yoga, but this applies to any skill that we want to build in life. So that concludes everything. So this update I forgot, the Bansuri one. I don't know, are you guys interested in watching videos on that? Maybe I'll put it just for members. I don't want it to affect the view count if only 10 people or 20 people watch it. Bhavesh ji says, I am studying BA about Gujarati language and literature. I need you. I need people like you if you are studying BA in Bhavesh Rajaya ji, my email ID is thesanskritchannel@gmail.com. Message me on email or Instagram. I want more references from Gujarati literature and Sanskrit literature in Gujarati script also, if possible. Please message me. I tried looking for people who are pursuing their literature in Sanskrit, in Gujarati. Mamakah Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. How to pronounce Pandavaschaiva in this shloka? Is it Sha or Sa? Pandavaschaiva. It's clearly not Pandavaschaiva. It is Pandavaha plus Cha plus Iva becomes Pandavas. Eva becomes Pandavaschaiva. Sha. How do I, the Shakuntala Sha, the slightly thicker Sha. Thank you so much, Bhaviji. I'll respond back to you after this live stream. And where are you from? Where do you live? Any other questions like this regarding Bhagavad Gita? Any of the pronunciations? I know, thank you first of all for to everybody who has taken up this Gita Jayanti challenge and made sure that all people in your friend circle get notified of Gita Jayanti and know about it. Pronunciations are not the best, but that is not the key right now. The key is to be aware of that possibility, get the meaning of it. Pronunciations with practice, as I said, it keeps getting refined. So get started. Do not let anything be a reason for you to not do it. Oh, I don't know the meaning of it. Just by chanting it, what do I get? Oh, I can't chant it well just by knowing the meaning. If I don't chant it well, if I chant it wrong, is there going to be some trouble? So, there are multiple facets to take care of, but you just get started with any of those. So thank you so much for everybody who has taken up that Gita Jayanti challenge and posted reels and shorts. If you have any questions about Bhagavad Gita, you can take them now. Hey Sohil ji, namaskaram. Yes, thank you so much for taking me around Rajkot and for all. Please don't forget to go to Dwarka, Gopi Talav and Shankaracharya West Peeth. Yes, I have seen the Shankaracharya Peeth, the Paschimamnaya Peeth, right? So I did see it, but I don't know any points of contact, and I really haven't. What do I do just going there talking to people? But if there are anybody who knows more about literature from Gujarat in Sanskrit, I'd love to meet them. But yes, I'm not going to miss Dwarka. I'll go there tomorrow. Is it Vishalaha as a name? Vishalaha is Sanskrit. If you have to, Sambodhana is Vishala. And Vishal is Devanagari, is Hindi or Gujarati or any of the North Indian languages. is Vishal. The A is cut, truncated. Hello bro, I want to know if I could join Sanskrit. I'm reading architecture but want to learn Vastu Shastra. Any review? Definitely a good insight to have. But one thing is, with the population pressures we have, we don't all live in independent houses. I don't. We all live in apartments, and even if you read Vastu Shastra, make sure that you get the guiding principles. Why something is the way it is. So more than just what is prescribed as you have to do this, and this as rules in Vastu Shastra, why were they mentioned that in Ishanya they should be there, in what flows in that direction, and so sun rays, wind, water, taking all the Panchabhutas into account, how, in which direction are they moving. For modern day spaces, how those principles can be applied. If you study it in that perspective, it will add more value. Otherwise, there are enough people who use those same prescriptions from Vastu Shastra as it is, as thumb rules, without any understanding of why something should be the way it is, and then mess up the whole design and architecture and the living space. So definitely a good insight to have. Get started with it. The blow of the conch is so peaceful. Yes, Shankhanad multiple times. There are a lot of sellers of Shankh around. What is the difference between Shanka and Shanka? So, because the after the Anuswara, the Bindu, the letter was Ka, the Anunasika, the Vyanjana at the end, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Nga, that is used. So both of them are fine. It's not, in pronunciation there is no difference. It's the same. No, Vishal Sharma, the second name Sharma comes from Sharman, not Sharmaha. It is not Sharmaha, it is Sharman, which becomes Sharma. So, anyway. Skanda Rangaha. He asks how to do Ba in Sanskrit in Karnataka. Please give suggestions, Shriman. I will be completing my BA. Oh, sorry. You want to do BA in Karnataka? I'm sure there are multiple avenues. There is the Shankaracharya, the Sringeri Math, and they have multiple allied colleges and universities. I am Sanskrit student, Prajwal Joshi, in Instagram, is doing his studies in Karnataka. Jayanta Panda also did his studies in Karnataka actually. So Karnataka has really good Sanskrit universities and colleges. You can definitely ask one of those people about and get a review of their colleges. Let me take questions from other people as well if there is anything. Alright, about my name, it is a little tricky because it's a compound word, and it's not a single word. So it's Udayaha if it were that's just that word, but the Shreyas is a Sakaranta padam, so that has a slightly different rule. I don't want to go into the grammatical aspects of it, but in current day usage as the world uses it, it is Shreyas. But it is not the Prathama Vibhakti form of it. The Prathama Vibhakti form of it is different. Kind regards from Paris, Priya Samskrita Sakhi. Okay, thank you so much, Margoji. Namaskaram. I am live. You live in Bhavnagar district in Gujarat. Bhavnagar, kahan padta hai? Near Ahmedabad, is it? Bhavnagar? Wonderful. Okay, please, I'll respond to you on Instagram and know more about your PA Gujarati. There are innumerable Shakti sthalas all over Gujarat. This has been the contribution of the great ancient yogis and sages of the past. One thing, Sohilji, if you are here or if anybody else knows, I saw one Shakti Peetha name written in one of the temples nearby. Was it Gayatri Shakti Peetha or something in Gujarat? I don't know if it is one of those 51 or anything. I'll do that research. But if you guys know about that Shakti Peetha that is present here, can you let me know if it is a real Shakti Peetha or just they named a temple Shakti Peetha? So let me know. How to be fluent in Sanskrit? You have to get started. Like I said, practice it. There is this playlist called Concepts of Sanskrit Grammar on our channel on YouTube. So get started with that. Okay, thank you so much, Sohilji. It's just a temple name. All right. I'll definitely not miss Bed Dwarka or the other Talav that you mentioned. Yes. All right. How to be fluent in Sanskrit? Get started. There is no substitute to practice. The only answer is start with some method. There are 100 different ways in which you can gain fluency. So to gain mastery, it's not that you have to only start this and this, and one is more systematic and the other is not as systematic. There is no such thing. Really, there is no such thing. After having experimented with so many different methods and methodologies to teach a language, there is no substitute to practice and dedication and just get at it. I or anybody else or some organization or some other teacher can make it more interesting, can make it engaging, can add jokes, can do these kind of live streams, can do can provide you worksheets, can give you stories about the origin of the alphabet and different ways in which we can decorate the path. But whatever you take, whatever route you take, there is no substitute for you to actually take that step and to make that journey. So get started with the Concepts of Sanskrit Grammar playlist as a simple single answer. So how will I write my name in Sanskrit? Vishalaha Sharma. Tvam Vishalaha. So Bhavatah Nama Vishalaha. If I were to call you, I would call you Hey Vishala. So if you were to write your name in any piece of paper, it would be Vishalaha Sharma. Yes. The Sharma is a Dirgha Padam. SH, the Sharma and Dirgha after it. Or Raswa also will do. Sharman. No Dirgha. It is just Raswa. Vishalaha Sharma. Yes, of course I know about Pushpa Dikshit ji. She is one of the, Panini Shodh Sanstha. She is a doyen of Sanskrit studies. I mean, there are people who have done tremendous contributions to the work of Sanskrit. Chamu Krishna Shastri ji, Pushpa Dikshit ji, there are people like that. Have you read the book Sanskrit Swayam Shikshak? I think Nityanand Mishra ji suggested this book in one of his videos. I did not talk to him about this book when I met him. Or was it Nityanand ji or was it Abhijit Chawda ji? One of these two people talked about Sanskrit Swayam Shikshak. I have not gone through that book. I will. I don't have a copy. If any of you guys have a copy, you can send me a screenshot of how the pedagogy is of that book. But once again, no substitute to practice. There are so many books, so many grammar books of Sanskrit Bharati as well, which have been published by Sanskrit Bharati. Did somebody ask me to speak a little bit of Sanskrit now? Idanim? Kepi prishtavantah va? Nava? Nasti atra tu kimapi. Bhavatu nama. Tathapi kinchit Samskrita bhashayam vadami idanim. Tarhi bahu santoshaya atra agamanam mama. Chirakala vancha eva asit. अत्र आगन्तव्यमिति अत्र आगत्य एव ज्ञातं मया एषा पुरी सप्त मोक्षपुरीषु एकः पुरी इति एतत् नगरम् एषा पुरी तत् नगरं बहु प्राचीनतमम् इति एव वक्तव्यं बहु सन्तोषाय इतः परं श्वः बेड्द्वारका गमिष्यामि तदनन्तरम् इतः दक्षिणदिशि मम प्रयाणं भवति तत्र सोमनाथं प्रति गमिष्यामि श्वः ततः पर्यन्तं I was about to say Shubharatri Sanskrit Swayam Shikshak. No, I have not Hiranmayji. So if that Sanskrit Swayam Shikshak, I don't know who recommended this, but I know of this recommendation. So send me screenshots and snippets of the book and its index, the title of contents, if you happen to have it. Or if there is a digital version of it, even better, send it to me. Are you at Bhadkeshwar? Yes, I am at that temple. Chaliye, namaste. Shubharatri. Those two brothers. Vishalah Sharma. Correct. Have you read Mahabhashya? Nirukta I have, Mahabhashya I have not yet. There are so many texts. I have not yet read the authentic Mahabharatam yet. Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayanam I have. Vyasa's Mahabharatam I have not. Some parts of it here and there I have, but not from the beginning and not even as an overview. Srimad Bhagavatam I haven't. There are, I mean, I only got started. I know it sounds, I don't know, sometimes it seems like a long time, 10 years, 10 plus years. Sometimes it's just, only recently did I start with my Sanskrit studies. So, yes. No, not Sharmanam. It is Vishalaha Sharma, the second option. Vishalaha Sharma. It's not the first one. I'm 99% sure of it. Let me confirm it again. And you can again DM me on Instagram and I'll give you. For now, 99% I'm sure that it's Vishalaha Sharma with a Dirgha. I want to learn Sanskrit as fast as possible. Not possible. I mean, has it ever happened in your life that you learned something without putting in that effort? If you have to gain skill, there is this beautiful Sanskrit shloka which says, Shanaihi panthaha, Shanaihi kanthaha, Shanaihi parvata mastake, Shanaihi vidya, Shanaihi vittam, panchaitani Shanaihi. Which means Shanaihi is slowly. That is why Shanihi is called Shanihi, because it means the one who moves very slowly. So this shloka says there are 5 things in life which can only happen slowly, step by step. There is no quick path to it. The first one is Shanaihi panthaha. So if you want to go along a path, you can only take one step at a time. If you are walking, you can take one step at a time. You can't suddenly be at another place. Shanai pantha, Shanai kantha. Kantha is a well. If you want to dig up a well, you can only dig up one scoop at a time. You can't just make the well instantly. Shanaihi parvatamastake. If you need to go climb to the top of the hill, you have to take steps step by step and then climb it. Shanaihi vidya. Similarly, vidya, your learning or your knowledge you will accumulate slowly. You will gain it slowly, step by step. Shanaihi vidya, Shanaihi vittam. And similarly, if you want to earn money, vittam, or gain wealth, you can only do it step by step and slowly. You can't, unless you hit a lottery, which will not stay. Anyway, so if you want to accumulate any of these and gain mastery in any of these, this is a Subhashitam which says these 5 things, panchaitani, Shanaihi, slowly. You only get slowly. Alright, if there are any more questions, we'll do more of these live streams on YouTube, guys. It will mostly be around the evening time frame because we are in the sunset state. If there are any recordings to do by myself, I'll do them in the morning. Thank you so much for joining in. I know there are always questions. There are always, discussions to happen. So I'll meet you guys in the next live stream. Thank you so much for joining this one. Once again, from the land of Sri Krishna, from the sunset state, Shubharatrihi Sarvebhyah Namo Namaha.